Prepare for battle.
Into the abyss.
You know, if there's anything I've learned over the years of getting many participation ribbons like that, it's not how you finish, it's how you improve. And if there's anything that we can say from game one, it's the OG set a low bar to like surpass, and Bike can maybe set themselves an unattainable stomp to kind of repeat. Do you think maybe this is the draft that can do even better than the game one?
30 seconds.
I mean, I think it doesn't really matter, you know, in what fashion you win, as long as you win. You know, if you win a slugfest of 70 minutes where you were losing the entire game and you win, it's the same as if you're someone with 30 to 5. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? It's winning is what you care about. I mean, potentially in, you know, when it's not TI, some teams, they can, you know, tournaments and kind of play them as a more serious practice. Yeah, I mean, but I think the thing is like this. I quite like Vikings lineup. I like it really a lot for them as well. I feel like OG type of team, like, well, they've just given this away, you know, it looked really bad last game. Wanna count them out. I feel like that's when they well, so
when they're seen as the underdogs, right? And
yeah,
how
exactly.
that game one went, how else could you feel about that? Like, 'cause that was quite the obliteration. I guess the other element is, you know, usually when we see a team get beat down that hard, we go, oh man, I wonder what the team morale is like. We know the OG don't get affected by that.
Yeah, they're already winging away.
I mean,
quite a bit of damage though coming out of the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Because that boar is slowing down mid one so much that you're trying to focus out Toby, but that just frees up Aramis to stand on the side and just press a button on repeat. They've at least got the sticks though.
It's not super fun to play this double melee Shadow Demon. It's quite easy. Poison's going to be a bit scary.
The mid lane, I don't think we expect anything other than Boom to start building another lead. Hopefully the difference being this time around that we see some more Godston and not Skets.
Yeah, I mean, Invoker is one of the go-to. It's always been that way, so I expect Thompson to do fine. Of course, Lina is slightly favored in the matchup. We'll see, you know. Maybe we get a Godston this time.
Yeah. And then the other thing is that there's maybe not as much pressure on them to completely dominate the lane, right? I feel like when you look at OG's heroes, it's more about surviving the phase than something off.
You know, who knows? You know, he get the first blood in the safe lane. I mean, in the...
Not someone you can easily pick off so easily, Io, and that's something we haven't even talked about yet. So we're seeing Io Gyro. Gyro, a hero that seems to have been out of meta for quite a while now after a ridiculously long spree at the top with the Io combo.
Yeah, I feel like this Io, it always comes back unless Gyro is out of it. But I feel like he never really is when you have Io. You know, Gyro just complements you.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Makes you so much stronger. The hero that probably benefits continuously being able to play really quick.
Well, I was gonna say, Gyro, do you think part of it was because there is this risk of the black hole and Gyro just had the hero to act, so even if you're stunned inside there, you can still...
I don't think they picked it so much.
Structures are fortified.
They just, but could be quite good against black. Can't kill the Eidolons.
down. Sax is going to move in to punish this though. Oh, damage. That's level 2. That's not a level 3 ET. He's put 1 point in the natural order. That's just him going 1 punch. I feel like once you get level 3, you should be able to kill this Io very easily.
Oh, for sure. I always dying in the Malphis and
Radiant structures
Aramis
are
is gone.
fortified.
Not enough to kill off dota2 either. They did get him like 4 poison stacks, but it seems they've identified what they need to do in this lane. Don't chase Toby, chase Aaron.
yeah, it's much harder for him to play one. Kind of identifying the damage dealer in.
Oh, thank you, other casters, for letting us all know that for some reason Shad posed. There we go. Apparently had the null talisman in the backpack for a while. I just love it when you kind of have things pinged from other casters about context, like Aramis has Branch, or X person has Tango. What do you mean, other caster? Oh, mid one. Gone. Let's get the lifesteal out in time. Now, oh, no tail, no. Tail, no health. It's brought down, double kill for Toby. And he's got salve, so it doesn't really hurt his lane at all.
No, and I think the early book in this is quite scary. I'm happy he's not double bracer build. Kind of trying to man fight the thing is generally not a recipe for success as a lead.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by Celery just body blocking Sax the entire time. Man, this guy's feeling himself. I just love watching Celery. It's like, this guy plays with so much confidence out the 5. Last game it was that whole baiting in the camp with the Dark Troll Dominant. And now it's just like the body block again. He can threaten to beat your ass to death if you get into it.
Yeah, I mean the thing about this is they're actually not really giving away Temptress and to I think the most commonly played and comfortable heroes. Viking have a lot of success.
Really interception any attempt to do stacks either. Celery's like making the most of this situation. Of course, you can argue an ET can use all those stacks to his advantage. I don't know if you can on this lane. It feels like you're always going to have to maybe stick close to Seb in case they try.
Yeah, they also have to know about the stacks.
Hey, you're playing against Viking. If you don't believe they're going to stack every single goddamn game. I think Viking were kind of like the first team on it. Stackers started coming back in that's really obsessed with the idea of folding up.
Yeah, so Saxa is gonna ward this area. He did spot the... I mean, at this point, it's just two.
It's 2 double stacks, but that should flip up. As I think maybe they're kind of waiting so Shad's at a point where he can be self-sustained in the lane. Of course, now there's always that threat that Seb could just black hole you.
Yeah, this bottom lane though, thing, mid one already level 6. No-Tail has given him quite a lot of solo experience here. They're gonna go on Toby. No boots on No-Tail though. Of course, are proving quite annoying for mid.
We'll get rid of
managed to bring down.
Is it me or was the damage maybe done
stack
here?
Though.
Yep. Ooh, no, they turn on the No-Tail. They say that's the easier target instead. They'll whiff the poison. So this will tick off. No, he gets a new one in the mid one.
Though.
He needs the lifesteal. He does get it. But he needs a target now. No-Tail's
poison.
Second time, and that means No-Tail isn't going to die. He's going to turn on to Aramis, and they'll just leap forward on top of him.
Dire's
Assault flipping onto him. They will kill Aramis.
Yeah, I think Aramis, he missed those two poisons, or I don't know if it was 2 or 3, but he missed those poisons and...
No, he got the tree!
Quelling.
Oh, he was randomly guessing for a while, then he saw him leap through the trees, and with that rotation, Boom gets a big gold influx.
Yeah, it's also very useful. Toby gonna get to 6. He's got the book flying out now. Now all of a sudden I think the link becomes a little bit difficult to monk play, and I think you need to bring in a sort of a third hero to this. In anticipation of the Beastmaster using Roar and his book to try to kill the monkey. Wanna be bringing a third hero down here, so kind of make this counterplay when the Beastmaster uses. And if you don't get a kill with that, then it feels very sad all of a sudden.
The other thing,
Mid one could also just be the one roast themselves.
Yeah, maybe that was the plan, because Monkey King is that type of hero. You go to a lane, you get your jinx, you make a kill happen, and you kind of try and, you try and jump to the another kill. Now they're looking for kills. Either we're going to come over this farm stack, Shad in a bit of trouble, so level 3 IO, so there's no real way to save him. They've been up oh, Toby? Okay. He thought maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to save him, but you can see when he threw out that proper roar, it was already far too late, and they don't hesitate to commit the black hole for that pickup to easily secure the stack.
I think it was a pretty bad idea by Toby there. Exert much more pressure by staying in this bottom with your book. Your Beastmaster without lead. And TP and Necro book. You're gonna have to do the walk of shame back to the bottom lane. Even if you came there, you know, you were never gonna save the gyro. Trying to get some sort of counter kill in jungle, not very useful. Pressuring this bottom lane would have been much more efficient for kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
And you have to be careful with both these teams. They both like this kind of run-at-you style of Dota, where you make one mistake and those snowball quickly. Viking right now maybe making the bigger critical mistakes. They're at least able to secure the CS and boom.
Normally.
Gets invis in time. Laguna was committed as well. Just have to sneak off back to the room. They'll find a haste room, but likely we'll see the red king.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Shad's found his new home. The problem with that is, like, now that you've shifted to the jungle, mid one has a free lane to the top, so that worry about the beast in his book is now just being dodged out. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh no. He gets caught in the cogs. A jump forward on top of him. LSA does come out in time. I was going to be there. Just in the nick of time to maybe save him. EMP needs to get out of range. Able to move away. Thompson is hunting though. The cold snap still running. Celery trying to save the day. And boom. No, he might tick out here. He's got the fairy fire, but it's still on cooldown. He tried to switch it from the backpack too late.
Died with like a 2 or 3 HP margin, I think there. He died on the last tick of the and his fairy fire wasn't. I don't think his fairy fire nor wand was ready.
No, he was switching it out because it was in the backpack. He still has 4 seconds left at that point. Clutch kill. And now with that haste ring gone, like Viking, when they're up, what's their move here? Because your IO is still only level 4. So there's no cheeky reload play that's going to happen in the next 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, you really keep IO 6. See already that the gyro is suffering in terms of levels quite heavily. Also, all of OG scores they're finding what they want.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I think this comes back to that interception of the stacks, right? Where OG obviously got more XP out of it. Without those extra stacks, you know, if that was there, Celery's probably at 6 by now. Shad's probably up at 8. And then they're looking at a rotation of their own. They are rotating still though. They find Seb.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They should secure the bot tower for Viking. So now they can actually get a little bit of extra gold in the pocket of the gyro.
Yeah, so much needed. Viking, they're gonna be a quick
double damage.
Audit.
Shot in though. They'll still find something.
Radiant's bottom
Aramis
tower
has the
is under
disruption.
attack.
They'll find a little bit of time.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Run this one off though. Chase him down. The battery salt there, he's gone.
Check this bottom tower. And mid one has queued up the battle fury. Sorry for that very heavy.
Yeah, because we've been seeing a lot of Ags this month. Because it helps speed up your farm, right? But it also has maybe more aggressive battle.
Yeah, the thing is, he is the kind of real position one. Oh, understandable to some battle fury.
Structures are fortified.
Want to have one hero that scales
middle tower is under attack.
kind of a right.
Thompson's gone. You don't need to go. Seen a lot more on the odd core here and there, just give me that extra like accelerant, take down towers, of course the stats are good as well. I guess you do have the means of holding them in place to hit the
Radiant's
medium
bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, they are, I mean, OG have some very, very good.
coming in to play. Aramis gets the disruption out again to dodge out the EMP. Boom is here. LSA just about clips on the no-tail. Monkey can rhyme, the black hole comes out. They'll turn 1 kill into 2. They're goddamn magicians here. Once again, getting some high-value targets out of that black hole. That was the blink reveal, but every time Vi can step up, push back.
Really like what Seb is doing here. Black hole. Whenever he sees drop, he just don't immediately jumps and just black hole. It's definitely the right approach at this point of the game. You don't need to rely on hitting. A hero, you can kill him and go for it. Let the cooldown going and get the free kill.
Alright.
Efficient way to play in this race.
I think right now the panel's like, crap, did we say you get a 5-man black hole? I don't think he's going to wait for a 5-man black hole. Oh, hook shot in. Still clips on the Toby, even though it hits the creep. The initial stun is good enough to trap in the Yelly man. He does throw out the primal roll. Will be reload out. Do they want to fight this, though, is the question, because OG are already stacking up. Enigma is not here because they don't have black hole. Both will be thrown out in the no-tail. LSA does flip. The stomp's going to come out. The Earthsplit on a free. Hit that 4. Boom. Able to move away in time. And Disruption will dodge out Gyro. Because of that, OG will back away. Maybe Viking now push towards the tower, but they seem still very, very hesitant to enter rating.
Yeah, kind of for Viking right now. Gyro is level. Partnered up with the IO, and the early game got slowed down quite a bit. It take a while. Get to the sacks and then some before become a hero.
I guess another part, right, is when you're looking at the way this combo wants to play, the opposite jungle, yeah, they're dipping up next, but then they can rotate, they can join the fight and find a pick off. But usually that relies on their opponents being split. And it seems like OG, most of the time, are pretty stacked up. So it's almost like Viking can't find that pickoff opportunity that their draft is kind of designed.
I mean, OG are pretty much using the buddy system. Hobson is sort of a free agent, but see that they're always playing it of one another. Now they're gonna leave. Monkey behind, he's gonna fall back a little bit. They're all kind of playing in close proximity. They are able to help out one another.
Counter out Viking style of playing. They are a team that they like this idea of kind of out mobilizing their opponent. They play wide on the map. That's why they look so deep whenever they get their hands on iron.
This will come in handy.
Yeah, and the easiest way to kind of counter it is first roll in lane, but then also just play together, stick together, group up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Always been moving towards something, right? Never look
Dire's
like you're kind of slowing down. That is something we know OG have mastered in the past. It's this idea of never letting up. Down to speed 1. Toby shows to be in trouble, but they are smoked up behind top.
Dire's
Then they TP mid. They see an opportunity. Mid one in trouble though. Hit up by the Purge. He can't get the lifesteal quick enough. He's going to be brought down. So a 1-for-1 exchange. But now there might be punishment bot. Beastmaster goes in. Too low on mana. They've used the primal roar here. Dom's going to connect, but the reload in. They do see top. They're chasing forward onto him. The Omen missile is going to pursue, but it's going to be too slow. Zaxa does sidestep the LSA in the meantime with the drums. Looking to run away from Boom. Will distract him for the entirety of this. And no tell here. No longer continue to pursue tops. Hook shot. Ooh. He'll still be fine, it looks like. Reinforcements are coming. That whiff on the hook shot will not cause Dotel his death. Get out.
They managed to find the mid one. Of course, quite the big pick. He's the highest farm.
And he just completed Battle Fury as well, so that's going to be a little bit of a rough experience. And now that he has it, he can begin to accelerate. I guess the real concern is that he's already ahead of Shad. The Gyro with an IO.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, he's just gonna find his eggs now though, so should pick up a little bit here, and he's going into this. But I do feel that this Gyro, he needs quite a few more items. Pumps. Sort of anything.
Do with what they have though. they have got the black hole. It's with that axe Dad has mentioned. It now dish out a little bit of damage, but the right clicks don't really smooth it out. Again, it's a case of like, where can Viker strike? You saw Toby, he was trying to find a sniper out and Hobson, but Hobson so far incredibly elusive. 3-0-3 on this game.
Yeah, he's sort of redeeming himself from that last one. Don't give me an old. Back to the old. Top son of old.
That'll sound good. That would be a top +1 to TIs. Get that type of performance in this one is at least off to a good start in this. Makes me wonder if we just get kind of like this very diplomatic gentleman's go farm for 10 minutes. Neither team finds a big pick.
OG, they have the counter this. At some point you get. Going to be able to use black. Tempo in this one, which is very difficult to do.
You're relying a lot on boom in that situation, but as the panel mentioned, it's not the easiest to lean against, right? That hero is opposite. Misstep once, you're gonna miss it.
Even if you don't misstep, you
Gold for my food.
Invoker, random flying spells, just a very difficult lean. That BKB is
kind of right good idea to think that's maybe one advantage they could have in that late game is, yeah, there's these black holes, but in terms of your physical output, you're going to be very reliant on it.
Yeah, potentially top can start to scale, semi-scale black really talent, but quite far away.
Yeah, usually you kind of you see a lot of smokers, they choose to kind of go about a route of buffing up their real. Oh no, Aramis. A little free meal found. He was 4 seconds out on the TP. But you can at least look at it as wasted time for OG if they don't find a bigger hit.
Yeah, I think Aramis has tanked like, what, 4 or 5 hooks this game? Possibly the target.
Maybe soon we'll see Viking actually look to get aggressive cells, because Toby almost has the Link Dagger, and the BKB is just one component out of Shad, and I feel like that might be their go time, right, where they have to try and make him, as you mentioned, OG, this uncounted Enigma are gonna.
Yeah, and you look at what set as well. Got the blink. No need for this type of build. You're not gonna sustain through all the anyways, just blink black hole, you get the link or uncountered, you have to rely on.
They found him. Oh, nice follow out. Time to dodge it. And Enigma, you mentioned, he's on his way. He wants to see him slip up here and he wants to capitalize on it. He's come back in a sec. Purge is thrown out in the mid one, but the timing will stun up and kill off Io. The cooldown. BKB got forced out of Seb though. Meanwhile, they will find Toby on the other side of the fight while all that's happening. So they're so busy poking and prodding at Seb, they're so reluctant to hit hard. Ends up costing them a second kill on the side of Viking.
Dire's structures are
Might cost more.
fortified.
Meteor hammer.
Dire's middle tower
Straight into Boom's
is under
face.
attack.
Okay, Sport found the strike. A lot of sticks was able to hit. The movement forward disrupted by maybe 2 more seconds. Alina's in trouble. He's gone. Trying to pressure. It's just like you mentioned it before. Gyro, it feels like he's so many items off being at a point where he mattered, where OG actually cares about him in these.
You're starting to give them, you know, some sort of a kind of a revenge, yeah, for that last game. You Hobson obviously having agreed.
He's
got the axe immediately.
Yeah, I'm liking this Meteor Hammer and Invoker more than the
Radiant's
Titan.
bottom tower is under attack.
Definitely
Dire's
getting a
top
lot of
tower
value
is
out of
under
this.
attack.
Quick Roche. They're going to be too late to try and intercept this at all. They are smoked up, but there's no way in hell you're getting in the pit quick enough. And the black hole is still available. It's the big threat that's got to scare you. They've slowed down a bit.
The Roche.
Can you go in? Primal roll for it now. Found the strike. Egg is picked up by mid one, and Toby, for all his attempts, will fall here. Oh, no! That wasn't the quickest cancel of black hole. We definitely all saw that. He'll go for a TP away. A lot of damage from the creeps, but not enough to kill him off. Thompson is, however, left behind, but it does reveal he's going to pull the Shad. And they will just zone out and force themselves away from mid one before he can have any impact. The Wheel Kong sits down, but Laguna hits hard. BKB gets activated. Shad is out of the arena, though. No tail. Stand his ground against this. A lot of heals coming out from Celery. Will find one kill. Mid one can't get the Boundless on the two. Moves forward to the boom as Disruption dodges it out, and Aramis is going to live, but mid one going down the once, and it looks like maybe twice. They've got LSA. They'll zone away the reinforcements to make sure there's no ET stomp, and they will stomp mid one's face into the dirt.
Yeah, finally they managed to get this right. I like Shad's kind of maneuver there. He baits out the black hole from Seb, just walks back out again. Immediately, I mean, they start the fight by killing. I'm almost surprised he didn't kind of try a buybacker there or something.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But yeah, I mean, they take a very nice fight. They managed to fight there. Charges.
Maybe Thompson thought most of my useful spells are on cooldown. I don't know if I want to do this right now. Seb, gone. And then this is how you start to cripple OG. We said Viker won pickoffs, and when you hemorrhage kills and you come in slow like this, that's what's going to happen. No kill the hook shot to interrupt the stun follow-up, but Sax is already dead. They might lose more here. No tail. In the trees, trying to move away. The creep's going to chase onto him. Thompson fighting with a Shadow Demon possible right now. And he's just about winning, but the reinforcements coming in means it's going to be a trade, and a bad one at that. There's 3 more heroes fall for the side of OG, and all it costs Viking or Aramis' life. They might find more if you're not careful. I mean, No Tail, if he shows in this mid lane, this was the thing we talked about. Both sides are like this. If they see one sign of weakness, they will not let up.
And Aramis, he's already 7 prior to this. What's another one? They managed to get a kill on they killed Thompson twice now. Time span of plus time it takes for him. But they're starting to find some Gyro now is Fasher here. Quite interesting. One way that you can cancel this.
Yeah.
Enigma is kind of creeped. Quite likely that you are going to get.
And if there's a black hole going on, a lot of their heroes don't really want to go in it as well, right? To hit the targets. Usually be the Monkey King, and the rest are like set back in case something goes wrong. But likely he will get those bastions. Autopilot mode is up. I'm black hole anyway. I'll just let the AI go. Now all of a sudden Shad is quite spooky. You know, he's got the BKB, he's got the IO, and I guess the real question is like, how does OG kind of pierce to the backline here?
Oh, so Saxa, he's gonna get it. He's Paladin Sword.
Oh,
that's a very, very big item for. I mean, that it would have been a huge item for Viking, but
it's an amazing pass me down as well, right? Like when Shad decides he doesn't want it anymore, you stick it on Celery. That's even more regen. But for now, that's going to be a big pain in the ass. And maybe, yeah, the Monkey King even has. Thompson. Front row's going to come out. Thompson. Whoopsie. 5 heroes. All right. How long was he alive that time before he died? I think he was at least alive over a minute. So
I think that was more like 2.
Respectable. He's improved. Although his network is not. Almost behind the Beastmaster now and having quite the awkward game. But in the last few fights, Toby, I mean, he's been the simple initiation, right? I remember the panel was saying that they were maybe concerned about the not cheap stunts, but these high-value stunts are working out. Toby does get hook shots, but oh no, he does the same thing again! Shad just sidesteps the black hole, and Shad will chase in. He says blood must be spilt for that that mistake. Mid-one will just TP away. No bash is going to be there, but doesn't really matter. Everything again from OG. And Shad, he's found the counter to Enigma. You just click away from him. It's that simple.
Twice now he's kind of walked out of the black hole range.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Cataclysm.
Radiant's middle tower
Again, that was not a minute. That was way less. And now it's all of a sudden Viking who are on the up and up.
Did they just try? Could you try for an end here? Is what I'm thinking, because there's no black hole anymore. There's no Wukong. There's nothing on the side of OG. I think they might just Viking.
Here, I think this is very difficult to blockwork.
Radiant's middle tower is under
down
attack.
quite a bit, but
they're dodging out. I mean, after they dodged the Cataclysm, but now they can't dodge the hook shot. LSA comes out to no-tail though. He's the one who gets punished, and they'll move forward. As said, BKB will achieve nothing as they'll run him down with a click. They know he has nothing to friend, and the primal rule will ensure that he can't run away. Mid-one, he wishes this fight was on the sides, but the trees are, so he can move in. He looks on the celery, does get the lifesteal up, kills off the ball. Aramis gets left behind. Buybacks are coming out as Celery looks to arrive in the fight once more. Just to make sure his Jari
want to get out here. I feel like this buyback from Seb, a lot of damage.
Invisibility.
As we go.
Game now.
It feels like things have really kind of switched in terms of pressure for Seb, right? You mentioned early on, any target's a good target for the black hole. Now, we're in a situation where if he doesn't get a godly redemption black hole, we could just see Viking go for the jugular to end the game.
Yeah, I mean, now he has to deal with both Shad and Toby here. There is now Gyrocopter. Very interesting. Are gonna find Toby.
Exactly, they are going to find him. Now the question is, this was the kind of downfall of OG's lead, one-by-one pickoffs. Can OG return the favor? Boom, able to move away with the BKB. Cataclysm's on the march. Jab the BKB turns around though. They bring down two already. Both supports on OG dead. Mid-one, the Abyssal stops the Wukong. They've lost 4. They might lose 5. They ping where Seb is. They're hunting forward for him. They're just going to make sure he has no easy TP out as they hit him up with the poison. BKB TP out attempt. One bash would do it. No bashes though at all. But I mean, what's it for? You know, you've managed to get your big black hole out, but you are truly now one fight away from losing this game.
Top tower is under attack.
No, for sure. Roche kind of the next point to fight around. Of course, the bash only be.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ugh. Yeah. Oh, I mean,
1 in 10. That's
why I picked
pretty sad numbers.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Although the Abyssal has just proven the downfall of mid-one completely. I mean, if you can't even get your Wukongs out in these fights, is it even possible to survive against the right clicks of Viking?
No, and I like the fact that Shad. Panic. What?
Oh, Abyssal now. Seb, that's not good. He can't afford to go down the black hole. It can't be used. He's just going to die. And that's his dieback. He's gone for 85. And Fight can find the exact hit they need to look to close this game as they'll move into OG's base. And on to those tier 4s. We may have just ended up arriving at the 2-0 ending of this. Mid-one gets the Wukongs down. Split through, drags one in. The cuts around all over the place. Toby doesn't know if it's coming or going. And now he's going down for 70. Buyback will come out though. Going to arrive in the fight. Sax has got the magic he needs for the moment, but boom, zaps one up. Mid-one able to survive, move away for the moment. But Sax doesn't have the same liberty. He's going to be ran down. They'll hunt for more. Abyssal is out. They'll be able to find the Invoker. Mid-one can only hide in the trees and watch his throne die. He jumps in on top of Shad. BKB activated with the Galactus. Well, they snipe out. Boom. It's a good pick, but they need more. They're trying to force them away. Maybe they can get them off the throne, but it's low on HP, and Shad wants to finish this right here, right now. Mid-one being juked out. Iceball's going to go down. He needs more damage, but he's going to be enough. Hook shot in onto Aramis. Does control him up. Mid-one trying to do the damage. Down being Kai'd out himself. Will turn on a Shad. Forced to fight up against him. His big crawl low. Does get the lifesteal just in time for Toby. Arrives to back this up. The pro won't push away. It's enough. Buyback comes out. Monkey King bursts in the world, but the throne is too low, and Viking will stun him up to make sure they can round out this game with a 2